Good morning. It's actually 11:57. I just made it to morning. So, yeah. Alright, let's get a reading. Late start today. I have a sore back, really sore back. So, I was sleeping in a little, getting stretches and all that stuff. I didn't want to move. Sometimes that be happening. Anyway, so I got the Kali deck because I wanted to tap in with the Kali today and see what she's got to say. Hope you're doing well. Okay, we got 2. And then Dharma of Kali, 37 at the bottom. Excuse me. We have Devi Ma Kali, number 29. And Chamunda, number 31. I'm going to go ahead and get the cards first, and then we'll clarify and read the oracle. Because I like to do it like that because a lot of times what I say ends up being what this is about. Like the oracle just kind of clarifies what I'm already saying. So we'll see if that happens. And if it doesn't, fine, whatever. It'll give us some perspective, right? Okay, and let's see, do I want to do 3 cards? I think I'm going to just do 3 cards. Past, present, and future. Okay. So, Ace of Cups, Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, Ace of Wands, Judgment, 6 of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Justice, and Death. And Justice and Death were upside down, so... Anyways, there's a celebration here. Also, could be group celebration. 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment. 9 of Swords. 5 of Swords. 2 of Wands. So there's some sort of decision to cut off something. Cut off stress, maybe. That maybe your spirit guides and ancestors are celebrating here. And also granting you wish fulfillment in some way from the past energy. So, present. Excuse me. Ace of Cups. In the present energy, so self-love, love overflowing. Page of Wands, which is like that authenticity. Behind that is the Devil and the Hanged Man. So there's been an enlightenment about toxicity and emotional stability. You may be either surrendering or releasing control in some way, or maybe someone else is having to because of your authenticity and self-love and emotional stability, which in the present energy, that's fantastic because, you know, yeah, that's a good place to be. Okay. We have 7 of Wands and the future energy. So there's an energy of like having things come up to meet you in some way, or, and we have the Ace of Wands. Like I would say prospects, new prospects or whatever, come up to meet you in your energy, like in your self-love energy, you know. If this is about partnerships, it's also about not settling. It's also about having boundaries and standing your ground in some way. Also, new ideas. So we're no longer in that past energy of like accepting, you know, the minimum or breadcrumbing, or like not seeing your full value and your full worth in any such situation. We also have Judgment here. And the Star, healing from and having discernment. 10 of Pentacles, that's what's bringing in like money, abundance, like more than you've ever had or experienced before in some way. And, you know, also wish fulfillment from discernment and new ideas. So it's like weeding out the old, out with the old, in with the new. Like with this being a horse year, like fire horse, it's super passionate, super fiery, which I am seeing with these 2 cards and 7 of Wands here. Also Aquarius is the Star card, and which is ruled by Uranus. So Uranus is of course about that shocking, I would say it's pretty fiery because it's, well, yeah. Even though this is, of course, Mars energy, with Mars being a fire sign, or fire planet, I would say. Like it's Aries and Scorpio, which Scorpio is a water fire sign, right? And then Aquarius, it has passion, you know, because like, you know, like there's so many people I meet that are Aquarius that have just like this authenticity, this flame, like this, you know. And so I would definitely say it's got some fire to it. So also Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, which is like discipline, which is action, you know. Anyway, I'm just saying. Okay, I'm going to read. Also, the 4 of Wands wanted to show itself. So there's some sort of stability. Also underworld energy. Also unity. And celebration. Okay, 29. Okay, I'm just going to read a little. I'm going to read a little of it, but okay. Devi Ma Kali, endlessly loving, infinitely forgiving. She will never turn away from you, no matter what you have done, no matter how many mistakes you have made. She is here for you always. Feel the safety and sanctuary of her divine hugs. She is your soft place to fall and your kindest and most enthusiastic advocate. Let her shift your experience away from endless tasks and ever greater expectations into sweet relief and comforting connection. So it's like you're the baby. There are times when we just need our mother. This is natural and necessary. However, for whatever reason, we may not be able to turn to the mother figure in our lives, in our times of need. There is no need to feel deprived during such moments, for we have a divine mother who wants to help and has the endless resourcefulness to do so. The problem of receiving grace is never with the source of it, By its nature, grace flows with generosity, so needing to earn or deserve it goes against the very nature of grace itself. However, we can struggle to be open to it and have a subconscious resistance to receive. Intellectually, we may not know that we are worthy of being helped, and even that others will also benefit when we are flourishing, so that grace brings multiple benefits to all. Yet, we can still be more attached to the difficulty than the resolution. Why is that? We cannot underestimate the influence of belief systems created in response to childhood trauma and the impact these unchecked beliefs can have in our adult lives. The beauty is that Kali will not only help us identify where we have our blocks, she will also help liberate the soul by providing us with a choice. We can allow her to consume those past traumas, relieving the soul of karmic burdens. Okay. I didn't mean to read all of that, but I was called to. So, also in the beginning, we got for the past energy, we got the Two of Wands. So I think that's kind of what we're releasing, those burdens, right? We made the choice to move forward and release those burdens, having the self-love and having things meet you where you're at, standing your ground in some way. Okay, 31. And like Kali's just saying, hey, I'm here for you. Let me hug. Oh, it's my birthday. It's my birthday today. That's why. Okay, I gotcha. Okay. Chamunda. Her unerring... How do you say that? Her unerring instinct for spiritual protection arises spontaneously, even when we do not realize we need it. Sometimes we don't realize just how far we've become entangled in that which is not good for us. We do not realize we need Kali's powerful intervention. Knowing what to allow and what to fight for or against requires wisdom. Holding the space for an inner or outer conflict to be resolved involves discipline. Chamunda is the fearless wisdom, patience, and discipline needed to conquer a difficult situation. She is with you now. So root in her, like I'm seeing all this red, which is the root chakra, which is like stability, grounding, excuse me, finances, that foundational energy. Let me see if there's anything else I want to read from that. She assists us when we need to find the strength to overcome our psychological limitations and inertia to access, integrate, and sustain higher frequencies states of being, bringing about a permanent structural change of the psyche is hard work. It requires commitment. However, bullying ourselves into believing into being different or applying more and more willpower only tends to create resistance, adverse reactions, and exhaustion. It is more a case of applying wisdom, finding the balance between persistence, determination, and compassionate rest and release so we can integrate and rebuild from within. Yeah. So that's the self-love part of it. Like finding that balance with doing and not doing, like that's the masculine and feminine balance that we, there's a lot of different aspects that we have to find balance between the two. So she's just saying basically, it's mind and doing, mind and action, mind, our thoughts and our actions. But she's giving grace in some way, like saying, I'm here for you, don't worry. Everything, the wisdom that you're gaining is going to outweigh, like, I don't know, those negative thoughts, I think. $37. Dharma of Kali. And look at how they're balanced, or they're like split between two. Okay, it says, her every action is infused with loving purpose. Every challenge and every opportunity in your life exists by her divine design. Her spiritual intelligence is within your heart. When you trust in your integrity and proceed accordingly, or according to your soul's values, you are trusting and empowering her to be the cause in your life. Everything that is happening is part of how your prayers are being answered. A new order is to be established. You are being led to it. So to honor the Dharma means to live according to general spiritual principles. What those principles are depends on your values. To live according to your values means living with integrity of being, conducting yourself according to an inner spiritual code. If you are not quite ready to take such responsibility or do not yet have the confidence to trust your own values, work with an external moral code, and attempt to align with that. Morality is like training wheels for the soul, imposing concepts of right and wrong. It is a top-down approach, mind first, then attempting to mold behavior accordingly. And I think that's what we've been kind of integrating. I think we've always had those principles, but like integrating them into what we receive, like we're not accepting less than from other people. Like there's a moral code that we kind of stick to now, right? So instead of accepting, people how they are, or whatever, it's kind of like a higher standard, right? The message that your most abundant, she brings a message that your most abundant success will manifest when you're aligned with your integrity. You do not need to put your faith in pathways or projects that don't resonate with your deeper spiritual knowing and values. Seeking the ways of the world to bring you what you need is only going to limit your spiritual progress and undermine the most abundant manifestation of your purpose. If you intuitively know that you need to engage with a more traditional worldly means of progress, then you can do so with your spiritual integrity intact and guiding you so that you stay true to yourself in the process. As you are guided from within, you shall make the best progress. Okay? And that is freaking on point, okay? Which deck? Citadel or Angel or After Tarot? Do I even need to clarify? I'm hearing yes, Citadel. Okay. hands aren't working. I should probably drink some more water. I drank some earlier, but oops. I drank some this morning, but it was kind of early. Okay, clarify the Three of Cups. The Musician, inspiration and gratitude. So, okay, and the Three of Cups is like celebrations, groups, reunions. The Shepherd, celebration and family. Okay, so there's some sort of energy of like the things that you went through in the past, right? Any traumas, dramas, whatever. Let it be inspiration instead of something that you kind of feel as an anchor, right? Or like something that holds you down. There's like a shift in perspective, and let it like guide you in some way, like with that wisdom and all that. Like, you know how like people take sadness and sorrows and things that they go through and they make songs. It's like that. It's like putting that pilgrim action, like the shepherd also is like the wisdom of doing better, having better, wanting better, putting that discipline into action. Okay, so I'm also getting the Archer, biding your time, planning ahead, and the Enchanter, deception and trickery, and the Sleeper, cause and effect, clarity. So in this present moment, you may be very magnetic right now. You may be biding your time, planning further action for the future. But there may be some people trying to trick you in some way. That's why the self-love is needed. Also, just know that there's anything that you don't see that's hidden, that's like kind of dark, that's shadowy energy that's coming at you. Like I'm seeing these two as being very dark, right? There's a need to understand that there's always a polarity to it. So, like, even if people are coming at you with crazy, making weirdness, their own, shit, their own traumas, like, don't take that on as you or yours. Like, this, be like the baby. Like, no, don't be like a baby. Just understand that you're held, okay, and in some sort of divine light, right? That is so cool that we got that card on my birthday. Anyway, because like I hardly ever get that card, so that's so fucking sweet. Anyway, but just know that the pendulum swings, right? So if you're going through hard times, just know that it's gonna get better. But also, if people are coming at you sideways, it's gonna swing back to them. There's So, and also I'm getting that, like, people might have a lack of direction, see you going in the direction of, like, your divine purpose, in your dharma, maybe. They might feel some type of way, but it is attracting, so people are going to be watching you. Just make sure that you're aiming true with your purpose, like focus, you know, and keep that cup full, right? Because what you give, you do receive back in all ways, so whether good or bad. Anyway, clarify the 7 of Wands. The Orator and the Thief. So we keep getting that card. Excuse me. Communication and confidence. And the Thief sees in the moment selfishness. And behind that masquerade, hiding your true self, protection. So there's a need for protection in the future energy. So communicate with confidence, like your boundaries, your desires, your, anything that, helps you to put you in a place that, is good for you. Like, even if people think it's selfish that you're putting up boundaries, like, I can't go, I'm not going, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, that sort of thing. That's self-care in this. Also, people may be projecting onto you. So that's another reason to have those boundaries, okay? Because, people can say whatever they want about you. It's none of my business what people think of me, right? It's more my business what I think of myself. And vice versa for them too. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. Also, seeing the third eye chakra and also the crown above the head. So remember who you are. Remember your true power. Remember that you can see what other people can't see. And so in some circumstances, you have the foresight to see kind of what's to come, right? So when in that case, you have to protect yourself. So if you're seeing things that you dislike, or be true to yourself, is what I mean. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments or email me. My email, I did put it in my description box. So it's there now, which I don't remember taking it off, but maybe I never put it on. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this helps. Have a great day.